Okay, let's take a look at that. It says Mr. Davidson has 2 sacks of potatoes. The first sack weighs, too loud. Thank you. Weighs 11.39 pounds. The second sack weighs 14.27 pounds. How many pounds of potatoes does Mr. Davidson have in all? And it says solve this problem any way you choose. So I would just simply put 11.39 and 14.27 and add them up. Okay, so it's an addition problem. And you guys know by now you need to keep the decimals lined up and in the proper place. So, Miss Bradford, what's 7 plus 9? 16. Put down the 6, carry the 1. 3 and 3 is? See, I immediately put the 1 with the 2, and I considered it 3 plus 3. Yeah, that's 6. Bring the decimal straight down. 4 plus 1 is? And 1 plus 1 is? And there's your answer. So 25.66. And it says, down below it says, how is adding decimals similar to adding whole numbers? And so let me give you an example here. If I had 427, and if I was adding to that 1,562, and then I had a couple decimals over here. I had 67.321, and then I was adding 22.158. How are they similar? Miss McAnulty, what do you think?
Because, I don't know, it's just like, usually
there's one thing you're doing in this problem that doesn't have any decimals that you're also doing in this problem.
regrouping is the same.
Mr. Curran?
You're still adding numbers.
You're still adding, of course. I mean, that's true. But more importantly, you're keeping them lined up in the proper place. The ones are lined up with the ones. The tens place is lined up with the tens place. The hundredths place. All right. The thousands place. You're still lining them up. Let's see, how do they phrase it here? It says you add the digits with the same place value. All right? So that's the most important thing when you're adding digits and subtracting digits. Next page here. So this is just an example, the page before, that convinced me down at the bottom of this page. I'm not going to worry about. You can scribble that out. But you can see in step 1 and step 2, the tens are lined up, the ones are lined up, the tenths are lined up, the hundredths are lined up. That's the most important thing you do. Another example, now I'm on page 59. It says Carson ran 7.81 miles last week, and he ran 14 miles this week. How many miles did he run in 2 weeks? Well, you've got to add them up. And it looks like they do it for us here. If you were to do it like this, 14.00, you could put 7.81, and you're adding those up. Okay. And then number 1 here, it says, how is adding 21.39 plus 21.59 like adding these two numbers together? Well, we've already answered a question like that. Very similar to the very first page. You're always lining up the place values. All right? You always line up the numbers according to their place value. Always, no exception to that. So then it says, Use place value and properties to find each sum. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down at the bottom of the page, you're adding these up here. So I'll leave you guys to do that. Let's go to the next page here. Let's see if any of these are going to be very difficult. I'm on page 60 now, and it says a farmer sold 53.2 pounds of carrots and 29.4 pounds of asparagus to a restaurant. How many pounds of these two vegetables did the restaurant buy? No brainer, just add them. Oh, somebody's mowing the lawn. Which two cities have the greatest combined rainfall for a typical year? So we're using this chart over here. We've got 4 cities listed. And so it says which 2 cities have the greatest combined. So they're asking you, if you combine 2 cities, the 2 cities with the most rainfall, which would they be? Which city has the most rainfall? Yeah, Mac in Georgia. What's the second most?
Springfield.
Springfield. So you would add those 2 up. Actually, you know what? It's not asking you what the amount is it? It's just saying which 2 cities. I'm going to underline that. So that's all they're asking. Number 15, it says, which location had less than 45 inches of rain, but more than 40 inches? Less than 45 of rain, but more than 40 inches. So again, they're not asking you to add or subtract anything. They're just asking you which city it was. Springfield, is it? Let's see here. Less than 45, yep. And more than 40, yep. So it would be Springfield. Okay. Number 16, Tim earned $16 babysitting, $17.50 for mowing a lawn. He paid $8.50 for a movie and bought a small popcorn for $1.95. Yeah, right. I wonder what movie theater he went to. More like $6 or $10. Write an expression to show how much money he has left. So we'll write an expression. So we're going to put 16, I'll put 0, plus 1750, okay, and subtracting 850, subtracting 1.95 equals. All right. Now look, it says write an expression. They're not asking you to do anything more than that. Just write the expression to show how much money he has. Oh, well, I guess you do have to solve it to show how much money he has left. So then solve it. And give me the answer. Number 17, Juan adds 3.8 plus 4.6 and gets a sum of 84. Is his answer correct? Tell how you know. Well, and I'll let you figure that one out. And 18 and 19 you can do on your own. All right, let's go to 2.5 here. We're flying through these. I'm now on page 61. And it says Miss Garcia is an electrician and has a length of wire 32.7. She has another length that is 15.33. How much longer is one than the other? Solve this problem any way you choose. So I'm just going to write down 32.7. I'll put a 70 kind of as a placeholder, and I'm subtracting 15.33. And then whatever answer you get. And then it says down at the bottom here, it says how can you use the relationship between addition and subtraction to check your work above? Well, let's solve this problem here really quick. Mr. Kimmel, I'm going to pick on you. Can I take 3 from 0? What do I do? Yeah, good. And this becomes 10. And so 3 from 10 is, yeah, good. And 3 from 6 is, good. decimal goes straight down. Can I take 5 from 2? No, that becomes a 2, borrow. So that becomes 12 now. 5 from 12, what's left over? 1, 2, no, close. No, the other way. 7, yeah, 7. And then 1 from 2 is 1. So the answer is 17.37. Now, here's what they're asking. Pay attention to this. How can you use a relationship between addition and subtraction to check your work above? So they're talking about checking to see if you're right. Here's the answer we got. 17.37. So let's see here. How do they phrase that? Let's see here, 17.37. Well, here's what they wrote. And I'll let you guys copy this down. If the answer is 17.37, then if I add back 15.33, I should get 32.7. I'll let you guys copy that down. So that's what you're doing. You would add back the 17.37, or add back the 15.33 rather. And you should get what you started with, which is 32.7. So 17.37, if I added 15.33, you're going to get 32.7. That's how you can check to see if you're right. All right, next page. This is going to be a long video. So that's just more of an example, subtracting decimals. I'll let you look at that if you want, be precise. So you can scratch out the bottom of 62, I'm not worried about that. And then we just jump right into page 63. How can you use addition to check that 1.55 centimeters is the difference in the wingspan of two butterflies? Oh, so they're talking about the previous page, which we didn't go over, and I'm kind of pressed for time here, so I'm not going to worry about that. So you can cross out 1 and 2. How nice is that? But I'm going to let you guys do all of those on your own. And let's look at the last page here. Okay. It says the pyramid of, I don't know how to pronounce that, Khafre measured 143.5 meters high. The pyramid of Menkura Mencrea measured 65.5 meters high. Write and solve an equation to find D, and D stands for the difference in the heights of those two pyramids. So you're just simply going to be subtracting 143.5, and you're subtracting 65.5 equals. And then solve that. Number 28, Jonah bought 1.5 liter bottle of seltzer. He used 0.8 liter of seltzer in some punch. Which is greater, the amount he used or the amount he has left? Okay, so he bought 1.5 and he used 1.8. So it's going to be 1.5 and we're subtracting 0.8. And that's how much he has left, whatever your answer is. And so they want to know which is greater. He used 0.8 and he has left, we don't know yet. I'll let you guys figure that out. This is how much he has left, and you're going to compare those two. All right. Number 29, Sue subtracted 2.9 from 20.9 and got 1.8. Explain why this is not reasonable. Well, 2.9 is almost 3. 20.9 is almost 21. 3 from 21 is 18. And 18 is not even close to 1.8, so you can put that in your own words. And the last two here, number 30, Abe has 156.43 in his bank account at the beginning of the month. He made 2 withdrawals shown in his check register. So here's the 2 withdrawals they're talking about, these right here. Okay? How much money does he have left in his bank account? Well, so there's a couple different ways you could do this. You could subtract 24.97 from this, and then whatever answer you get, subtract 39.41 from whatever answer that is. Or you could add those two together and then subtract that amount from this. So how much money does he have left in his account? That's one question you have to answer. Then it says he must have at least $100 in his account by the end of the month or he will be charged a fee. How much money does he need to deposit to avoid being charged a fee? So let me give you an example in this. You guys pay attention. Okay? Let's say he has $90 left. Okay? How much more money does he need to avoid being charged a fee? Ms. Armstrong. Yeah, $10, right. So that's essentially what they're asking. $10. If it was 90. But you guys are going to have to figure out how much he has left. Okay? And then 31, circle all the subtraction problems with a difference of 1.65. So in other words, you're going to solve each one of these. And you're going to circle the ones where the answer is 1.65. Okay? All right, that's it. I'm going to end this.
Yes.
Almost 20 minutes. I kept it under 20 minutes. That's pretty good.